Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Richards. Tonight we come to you from the beautiful market town of Laos. A little later I'll be talking to the town manager here about plans for the cattle market and more housing, and we'll be talking to the local vicar of St James's Church. But before then, it's back to the studio to James Dunn for the news headlines.
Hello. In the headlines today, Dame Kelly Holmes hails local young people as the future of British sport. And a famous local resident is 100 years old, or is she? We're looking for people who can help us find out. Olympic gold medalist Dame Kelly Holmes has praised kids from local schools who she watched at the David Ross Academy Trust's Summer Games this week. Kelly Holmes was just one of the many Olympic athletes in the crowd as children from Humberston, Havelock and Edward Heneage academies competed against other schools in their group. She said she was extremely impressed with what she saw.
It means to the kids that their sporting achievements are being valued and being recognised as much as their academic achievements. Their academic achievements are important, but what they do in sport is important as well. The opportunity to meet some really inspirational athletes, see what and to work out what that means and what inspired them, and then just the opportunity to take part, to win in some cases and maybe not to win in others, and that's a good thing as well.
To have myself and other established Olympians or other sports people hopefully just brings a bit of inspiration, because we all started somewhere. We all started whether that was from being inspired by an event or by a person or the situation that happened or an opportunity, and I think hopefully they can learn a lot from us, and I've been speaking and doing some mentoring to quite a few while I've been here.
Thieves have taken some rather unusual items from a unique property in Hull. A stuffed fox head and some Victorian canteen cutlery are among the items taken in the burglary of a house on Marlborough Avenue overnight on Monday. Young people in Grimsby had the chance to gain future insight into the world of work and higher education. The World Skills UK's show experience has been to the Birmingham NEC, the London Expo, and this week came to Grimsby Auditorium. It was a chance for young people to look at what they might do when they finish secondary school, and we spoke to the organisers about the advantages of this show coming to town.
Basically, it's employers and learning providers and sponsors there for the young people to come along and get an idea of what's available out there. Where do they want to go after they've finished college, after they've finished school? But to have somewhere local, and especially where you can get local employers here as well, it does make all the difference. And the community as a whole embraces local shows and want to be part of it. And yes, when you come along and you meet up with people that you might have met before as well, that's always fosters that community feeling as well.
Fitness fanatics got a shock this week after a man decided to swim naked in the River Freshney in Grimsby's town centre. Police were called at 7:21 on Tuesday after a man believed to be in his 20s was spotted swimming in the river, although no action was required. But one man who was running on a treadmill in the gym beside the river said it was a bit of a surprise. The National Fishing Heritage Centre is looking for information on the resident boat celebrating its 100th birthday. Everyone knows about the Ross Tiger on the river outside, but staff say 100-year-old fishing schmack the Perseverance inside the centre is often forgotten. So this year they're giving it a good show. They've got local primary schools designing bunting, and this week local sixth form students performed a special dance based on the ship's heritage. But the centre is appealing for more information on the ship, as they don't know a great deal about it. In fact, even the evidence suggesting it's 100 years old is a little bit anecdotal.
We discovered to the best of our knowledge that the Perseverance is 100 years old this year. So we thought, what can we do about it? And we wanted to try and get more people engaged with the centre, more people in to see the Perseverance, because I think she is forgotten quite a lot. Everybody knows about the Ross Tiger and things outside, but to come in here, we've got another historic smack. So we wanted people to see that. We did put a release on our Facebook, on our social media, to ask if anybody has any more details or photographs or information about the Perseverance. But we've not been that successful in finding out more about her history. We've got a limited number of photographs and things, but hopefully we'll get more of a response as well if more people are aware about the ship.
We see that it was actually the 100-year anniversary for the Perseverance. So what we did is we linked it into that, and we went back to the 50s, and Sophie's grandma actually lost her love of her life at an early age. So we did a story based on Iris and her fellow, and we had to portray the characters throughout it. So we had to get all the research back from the 50s, just down to makeup, costumes, everything, even the perseverance to actually portray the story.
That's all from me. Bye for now.
Like any market town, Louth faces changes. There are going to be alterations to the cattle market. It might turn into a supermarket, and there's talk of building 900 more houses. I spoke to Nicola Marshall, town manager with the Louth Town Partnership. Nicola, many thanks for talking to us.
Delighted to be here.
You're working for the Louth Town Partnership. Would you just tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, definitely. The Laos Town Partnership was formed about 4 years ago. It's a board of voluntary directors. It's independent of the district and town councils. It's funded mostly by the East Lindsey District Council, so we're really grateful that they do, support us and put in money into the town. We are volunteer run. We focus on the tourism side of Laos, getting people here, footfall, but also the business side as well, the shops and businesses, getting people to support the town, not just people that live here, but also getting people into the town and getting it recognised for what it is.
You're representing the businesses here. One of the issues that's dividing Louth a little at the moment is the possibility of redeveloping the old cattle market as a supermarket. There's objection to that. Why is that?
Well, I think, understandably, and we'd agree with this, that there's such a lot that Laos has got to offer. Its heritage, the great independent shops we've got, the service, the personal side of things. And people don't want to lose all that, and I think there's a fear that with a supermarket that could all go, it could just be drained away. We've seen it happen across the country in other market towns, and it's such a shame when that happens. As an organisation, we believe that any supermarket development needs to work with the town. It is possible to make that happen, but it's got to be done in the right way. So, it's about, supermarkets can bring positives, jobs, etc. But we want it to work for the town if it's going to happen. The cattle market, there's some doubts about whether that's the best place for it to be developed. So, we can understand people's fears about that, absolutely.
Well, the argument might be that having the supermarket there, that offers goods and product cheaper than the quite expensive shops up and down Mercer's Row and Eastgate here in Louth. The reason that that's a threat to the small shops is because it can offer those goods at a better price. If people have the choice, they'd go there. That's your worry.
Yeah.
You want to stop that simply by not giving them the choice?
Well, I think, people do have choice. We do have supermarket provision already. Some people choose to travel out of town. We prefer that they do stay here. So there is an argument that with a supermarket, more people will stay here and shop here with more supermarket provision. It's a very complex picture, and you can see here today this fantastic market that we've got here in Louth, all the fresh food and produce that we've got, and as a partnership we put on 6 events each year that local producers and artisan producers that showcase the local businesses and people that grow things, make things. So we have got a lot on our doorstep, and there is another offer here. You see how teeming it is with people. There's just been a coach drops, visitors off for the market. So there is a good choice, I think. But sometimes I think the supermarket question could sort of it divides the town a little bit, which can be a shame because a lot of energy goes into those sort of arguments.
Well,
and we all need to be pulling together, really.
Nothing wrong with an energetic argument. One of the other debates going on is about the possibility of building a great deal more housing, about 900 new houses on the outskirts of Louth, which would bring in, about 4,000 people. Again, there's some resistance to that. Why is that?
There is. Because again, we don't want to lose all the good things that Louth has got, but it doesn't mean to say, with development, if it's done in the right way, in a planned way, in a way where all the services are put in place, etc., that it can't work for the town.
Very quickly, you have a food festival you want to tell us about?
Yes, we do. The food festival. This Sunday.
Louth Food Festival.
This Sunday, beg your pardon.
Sunday the 13th.
Yeah, Sunday 13th of July, and that's one of our main events.
Here in the centre of Louth. Yeah. Nicola, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Louth Market has been at the heart of the community and the economy here probably since before the conquest. I spoke to some of the traders.
I think it's the really close community. It's a happy market town, and the other traders are so friendly. They've made us really welcome.
It's like any other market. It's it seems to have older people always shopped on the market. Now the younger ones don't tend to shop on the market quite as much, so it's changed in that respect quite a lot.
The stall is around 50 years old. I've worked since I was 16. I started as a Saturday girl, so I've been working here on and off, but only recently taken it over.
A bit of a community with us all, you know, and it's started to take off again. A lot of the shops are sort of expanding and new ones are coming in, so it all seems to be gearing back up again, and you know, it's just bright for it really.
We fell in love with the building really, and fell in love with the town, and felt we could add value to our brand and what we do here, and really fit in quite well. It's just a great feeling. It's just a great place. It's a great little village. It's just a beautiful atmosphere as you walk around this little building. It's just got a great feel. People are friendly, and there's just so much so many possibilities for us here.
The Mayor Making is the biggest day in the town's civic calendar, duly celebrated at St James's Parish Church. I moved from the money changers to the temple to talk to the Reverend Nick Brown. Rector, many thanks for talking to us.
It's a pleasure.
Tell us about this special occasion you have coming up.
Well, this coming weekend we have the annual civic service. It's part of the rhythm and routine of services throughout the year. Obviously churches exist for the worshipping community and congregation who gather there, but the parish churches also exist to pray for and in the communities in which they're situated. So each day of the week there are services in the church praying for people and their needs. But there's one particular occasion in the year when we welcome the new mayor of the town to worship with us, to pray with us, and we pray for the work of all those who are involved in the civic life of the town.
Is this a combination of the spiritual and the secular? Is this not a little God and mammon, as the church is hand in glove with local government?
Perhaps not God and mammon, but I think that the Christian faith sees that actually there is no difference between the spiritual and the material, that everything is one. So there is no real division between the secular and the sacred. All of them can be of God and have God in them.
This particular ceremony, Laos has got an ancient history of civic government, and it's a mayor-making ceremony. Do you know how long this ceremony goes back?
We don't know exactly how long it goes, but certainly, I mean, in recent history, it goes back certainly before the time of the town council to when there was a borough council here, probably for much further than that. And almost certainly when there were stewards and wardens of the town back in the medieval period, there'd have been something very similar happening when the town was governed by the guilds who were associated with the church here.
That's very much the ancient to turn to the modern as we stand
Yes.
in front of this wonderful 15th and 16th century church. Laos is an old town, but it must face change. It faces modernisation.
Absolutely. I mean, there's been a church here or just within this precinct for, well over 1,000 years, probably getting on for 1,500 years. It's seen a lot of change from when it was first the church here, and there will be change to come in the future.
Well, I was thinking of the next 1,000 years.
And I think the challenge to come is that it's to take the best parts of what has been to allow them to have new life in what is to come.
Would you be looking forward, say, to a new supermarket where the cattle market used to be?
I don't know about the specifics of where something, but I know that many people in the town would like to see a new supermarket. Whether on that site or not, I don't know. But I think also there's an important thing about our heritage that we have been a town that is a market town. So it's trying to see the needs of different people in the town and see how they can be accommodated perhaps.
You might have up to a couple of thousand, maybe 3,000 more parishioners quite soon if they build the 900 new houses. Would they be welcome?
The church is there to welcome people no matter what. So we will serve the community whatever it happens to be.
Rector, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
That's all we have time for this time, I'm afraid. If you have any stories for us, do please get in contact via Facebook or Twitter or on 01472 315561. But for now, from lovely Laos, goodbye.